A health alert tonight that could affect every high school athlete in the state. New recommendations announced today at the National Athletic Trainers Association conference going on in downtown right now. Simple recommendations that could save lives, yet experts say Indiana is not implementing the changes statewide.
Go. We're taking them out in August, okay, and asking them to do really hard exercise at the hottest time of the year.
It can be a deadly combination, heat and sports. 18 high school students have died from heat stroke in the last 5 years. Many more have survived, but with severe, lifelong health problems.
It's one of the very few medical conditions that strikes down the healthiest people in the prime of their life.
That's why keeping athletes cool is a major theme at this week's National Athletic Trainers Association conference in downtown Indy, where today experts announced their newest medical recommendations to keep players safe, their first update since 2002, and they include some big changes.
The really big item is the concept of cool first, transport second, because the key to surviving a heat stroke is getting their temperature down under 105 within 30 minutes of collapse. And we can't lose the minutes waiting for an ambulance while they're on site and then going back to the hospital. So we need to utilize a great cooling modality like cold water immersion and get them cooled on site.
Another recommendation, new practice guidelines that ease players into the season.
Not having two-a-days in the first 5 days, not having successive days of two-a-days, phasing in the amount of equipment. So that's been done at the NCAA level and at the pro level, and 13 states so far have met the minimum guidelines for heat acclimatization. But Indiana is a state that has not met the guidelines. That's one of the simplest ways to kind of assure protection, because almost all heat strokes happen in the first 3 days of practice.
Issues like heat illness can creep up on people, if you're not aware. So
Colts offensive lineman Joe Wrights knows firsthand the toll heat can take on players. He has this advice to prevent the cramping and ill effects from heat and dehydration.
A couple days before your training camp starts, really start pushing fluids, really start drinking water, drinking Gatorade, drinking more than you have to.
Now, a spokesperson for the Indiana High School Athletic Association tells me that they have adopted language in its bylaws that addresses practice guidelines and that they've been published since May on their website.